This video is to show you how to use the new XR21 Olympic weight machine. This weight machine doesn't require any weight plates. Everything is controlled by cables. Even the Smith machine, the Smith bar is used by cables, and also the bench is also used by the cable weight stacks. So you don't need any weight plates. Like this Smith machine here, you need weight plates to control the Smith bar. This one is all used by the weight stacks only. So before we get into how to work out with the machine, I want to show you how the machine operates before you're shown how to do exercises on it. Now for the cable crossover handles, as you're seeing here, to get these to go up and down, you're just lifting these handles right here and you can go up and down. Once you release it down, it locks into place. And on these, you'll have numbers on this pole right here on both sides. So say if you're doing bench press, squats, or anything, and you're going to use the Smith bar, you have to set these to the same numbers on both sides, so you're not being off level with the Smith bar resting on this, which I'll show you when we get into the exercise. So right now, just showing you the levels, how the work is going up and down. That works the same on both sides. Now I want to show you how the Smith bar attaches to this and how it works. So first you want to get them both on the same number. Like I said, we're starting where it'll be on 16, so the Smith bar will land evenly on this machine. So now, as the Smith bar is resting on both sides of the machine, you'll notice on the Smith bar, there's a hooking mechanism on the Smith bar. You see this hook right here? This grabs this bar, and what you're doing is you're creating the same motion as when you're doing this by hand. To release this lever to go up and down, you're using the bar to do that same motion. So like right now, how it's grabbed in, and see how it's working that handle to try to go up. So to release it, you want to grab it, turn the bar backwards to release it. Now it's working that setting to bring that up with it. So when you want to get it set to a different level, you put it there, release back, and let it rest. Now the bar can rest off of that. So say if you have it at this level for doing, say, bench press, you want to get it set, so that'll be your stopper for when you're doing bench. It's also act as your safety, so it doesn't land on your chest if you can't handle the weight. So you would get that setting there, so when you finish doing your reps, you can stop and let it sit there. But it goes in a little deeper than that. When you're actually getting your bench set up, you want to actually use this setting to go up. Like when you're starting off with the bench, you want to get it into place so you can get underneath, and then raise it down to the level where it'll be your spotter. Then you can bring it up off of this to start doing your bench press. So when you stop, it'll stop where it'll be just where this bar is just touching your chest. And the other settings on here is on this side. This is where your cable settings are. To set your cable to use the Smith bar, you have this setting right here. This just slides over and onto the Smith bar. You can get a good close-up look at it. This slides over. So right now it's on this machine for just doing your cable crossovers without using a Smith bar. But once you're using a Smith bar, you're sliding this over. So now when you're working out with this Smith bar doing bench press, squats, or deadlifts, now you're controlling it by the weight stack going up and down. This machine also acts as a 2-in-1 ratio and a 1-in-1 ratio, meaning that 2-to-1 ratio, when you using a weight stack, you're actually lifting half the weight that's there. So if you select 11 pounds, you're really lifting 5.5 pounds. So this machine has the option of doing both. When you're doing a 1-to-1 ratio, when you select 11 pounds, you're lifting 11 pounds. And that's gonna have to do with these controlling motions right here. So right now, this being set into place, you're at a 1-to-1 ratio when you're lifting. But when you want to get the 2-to-1 ratio, the other feature you're going to use is you're going to, instead of right now, when you go to lift, you're lifting up off of that, and you're just lifting the weight stack without that bar. When you go into the 2-to-1 ratio, you're actually gonna hook it like I showed you earlier and release, and you're gonna be lifting this along with it. So this is gonna be going up and down with the machine when you lock in. So you're gonna lock in this brace right here, like I showed you earlier, while that cable is connected to the Smith bar. You're gonna lock in there, release it, and when you're going in your up and down motion, you're gonna keep it in that lock position onto the bar, and you're gonna be lifting. This is gonna be going up and down with you. Then you're gonna be in a 1-to-1 ratio. So now you're gonna gain the access of all the weight. So when you select 11, you're actually lifting 11 pounds at that point. Then you also have, when this is not in use and you want that Smith bar out of your way, you're gonna notice on the hooks right here, on the bar, there's actually a connecting hook right at the top of the machine. You will go up and connect the Smith bar out of the way at the top of the machine. I'll take the weight off of it so I can show you what I'm talking about. And that Smith bar will rest on the top of the machine. So as it rests up there, you'll see 2 hooks that it'll go on, and just for safety, there's these levers right here that can lock the bar in on both ends. So if you're doing a workout with just the other stuff, or using a bench to do leg curls or leg extensions, or just using the cable crossovers, you don't have to worry about that bar coming down on top of you while you're using the other features. And the other features is, to show you your other features, down here you have 4 pulley controls. So you can do all the standard exercise with those pulley controls, like curls and stuff like that. But you also can use it as with this attachment right here that would slide in the replacement of that bar, and you can use it as your footrest for doing bent rows, laying on the floor doing rows on it. The attachment in there now is for the bench stop. So when you're using your bench to do your leg curls, you want to slide the bench up against this part. You have an adjustments right here, so you can slide this in and out to get the right adjustment, and you're going to connect your cables to your bench onto these 2 cables here. So on your weight bench, you will have these two wires right here. They'll connect to those two pulleys, and you want to get it to where you don't have a lot of play, or get it to where also where you're not pulling on the weight plates, where the weight plates is not landing flush onto the weight stack, meaning that once you connect it, you don't want this sitting up in the air like that. They need to be flat once you connect those the leg cables to those two lower pulleys. And like I said, this is your setting to make sure you don't have it too far away or too close, because if it's too far back, you'll have too much slack in your cables when you're using your leg attachment. And if it's too far out, it'll lift up that weight plate off the stack, where you won't be able, you won't be able to select the weights because they'll be up in the air. So that attachment is for that. The other features is you have these two bars here. These two bars here, they connect, they have holes on them so they can connect your two front cable crossovers together, so you can do curls, tricep push downs, and whatever with those two bars with different exercises. And you have that bar attachment. That's your lat pull down bar, which will attach to these two up here. What is great about this machine is a lot of the other machines on a weight stack, like this machine right here, for instance, when you're doing lat pull downs, you're only hooking the bar onto one side, and you're only accessing one weight stack. So this weight stack on this machine is 200 pounds, so you're only accessing one side. What is great about this machine is you're connecting that lat pull down bar onto both of those pulleys, so you're actually accessing both weight stacks, so you won't run out of weight. Now you got two 200-pound weight stacks, total of 400 pounds, that's being accessed by pulling on both pulleys. And the same with the bent row. The bent row bars, usually people run out with the weight stacks because they're only pulling one of the weight stack size. Same thing, you're accessing both weight stacks, so you can get a lot of weight doing bent rows. Let me see if there's any other features before we get into moving on to how to work out with this machine. Right now, and I just wanted to do this video just to show you the use, because once we get into the workout, we don't want to stop to show you how to connect things and how to make those arms work up and down, or getting the Smith bar to attach to anything. So we want to show you that in this video first on how to use everything. And then you also have an attachment here, like this right here. You can bring this up or down on the setting. So if you got a taller guy, you can bring this level up. I think right now it's set to the highest. You can bring it down lower and go into the next hole to bring it down lower as well if you don't have the ceiling height. And that's it for tutorial on how to use the machine. Our next video is going to show you how to work out.